A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+B. Let's have so much fun in this education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English.
Hello and welcome back to A+ English. I'm Seb.
I'm Chickling.
And I went first today.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that. Okay.
I know. I think it was the pressure.
So you must be the first child.
Yeah, you didn't. Well, we'll see, because as you remember, last episode we played the personality quiz about how being a first, middle, or last child affects our personality. So what score did you get in the quiz?
I got 2.
Okay, 2. Okay. I got 7. I got a lot of points.
7. That's a lot. Okay.
I know. I tend to be late and do things later. So, you know I'm always late. Anyway, so those are our scores, 7 and 2. Let's rush into the article now and find out what that means.
What does your birth order say about you?
If you get points, you're more like the 6 to 8, last child. You're busy having fun, so you don't worry about things. You like to take risks. You might get upset if people aren't paying attention to you. 2 to 5, middle child. You like to keep the peace by fixing people's problems. You don't like being alone, so your friends are always around. You take some risks, but feel bad if you get in trouble. 0 to 1, first child. You're the responsible one. You try to follow the rules and be polite. If things don't go your way, you get mad.
Word power!
Worry. Worry. Don't worry about Vicky. She'll be home soon. Don't worry about Vicky. She'll be home soon. Alone. Alone. My friends were busy at noon, so I was alone at lunchtime. My friends were busy at noon, so I was alone at lunchtime. Responsible. Responsible. Frank is very responsible, so he will be a good manager. Frank is very responsible, so he'll be a good manager. Rule. Rule. Before we play this game, we have to learn the rules. Before we play this game, we have to learn the rules.
认识字汇
Upset.
Okay, so our article starts with an explanation. Remember, we're learning what our personality quiz results mean. So the article says, if you get points, you're more like the ... So we've got an incomplete sentence there. If you get blank points, then you're more like the ... Okay, so in day 2, we're finding out what our answers say about us.
好，那我们看一下文章用第一句就给我们了一个 introduction，因为算是一个 description of how this works，所以我们可以看到说，哎，你得了多少分，你就会像是第几个孩子哦。I'm kind of interested in this quiz right now.
I see now, because underneath it says 6 to 8 points. You are the last child. So that blank there, the was you fill it in with different amounts of points.
So 6 to 8, but you got 7.
I got 7, so I'm apparently a last child?
I thought you were the first.
I am the first child.
OK， 我们看一下，如果你得到6到8分的话呢，代表你是最后一个生出来的孩子。So is that accurate?
Well, let's see what it
Yeah,
says. Let's see if I am a last child. You're busy having fun, so you don't worry about things.
好，所以如果你是最后一个孩子呢，你会怎么样？你是一直都过得很开心，你不太会去担心任何的事情。那我们这边看到一个片语哦 ，to be busy doing something， 就是有忙着做某件事情的意思。For instance, everyone is busy preparing for Christmas. 每个人都在忙着为圣诞节做准备。And we have another vocabulary word here, worry.
We do. We're busy having fun, so we're not worrying. Worry is a verb, and it's spelled W-O-R-R-Y. Worry. Have you ever been at the airport and felt like you were going to miss your flight? What about feeling bad before taking a test? Then you might be worrying about those things. When we worry, we feel like something bad might happen in the future. Worriers, those are people that worry, are very nervous about the future. Even when they study hard for tests, they still feel like they might fail. Because after all, worriers worry. So what adjectives can we use to describe someone who is worrying? We could say that they are worried, and that is the past participle of the verb worry. We can turn worry into an adjective and say worried. We could say that they are concerned about something. That might be that's a little bit more serious than being worried. Or we could say that they are anxious. Anxious people tend to be a little bit nervous all the time, and they're often uncomfortable in big social situations. So here is an example sentence using worry. Don't worry about Vicky. She'll be home soon. Don't worry about Vicky. She'll be home soon.
好的，我们来看一下这个单字 worry。worry 就是担心、焦虑的意思。那它的过去式呢，我们就是 worry。但是其实我们这个字呢，当动词、当名词都是可以的哦。那我们 worry，刚刚老师有讲到，去 y 加上 ied， 它其实也是拿来当形容词，很常见的。我们都是会当形容词。那譬如说，你叫一个人不要担心，你可以说 don't worry， 或者是你想要用名词 no worries 也是 OK 的。那么再用一个动词造一个句子。Nothing worries her， 就是没有什么事情，就是 nothing makes her worried。那如果你用 make somebody worried， 我们的 worry 就是会变形容词嘛，变成 worried。那么如果当动词的时候，我们也很常说 to worried about something， 就是担心某一件事情。So，我们就可以说 there's nothing to worry about， 代表没有什么事情是好担心的。那么 worried， 刚刚老师讲到的形容词担心的，你也可以说 You're not worried about the exam, are you？你不担心考试吧？你担心吗？好，那我们再回到课文的例句，别担心 Vicky， 她很快就会到家了。
You know what other word we can say for no worries? Hakuna Matata.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Did you watch that movie?
The new one?
The new one, yes.
No, I actually haven't seen it yet. Can you believe that? It's on my Netflix list though.
Really? Why?
No, I'm lying. It's not on Netflix, but it's on my going to watch list.
Okay, so you haven't watched it
yes,
yet.
Yeah,
I watched it for 2 times
Yes,
already.
but that is what they say in The Lion King. They say, no worries.
I know.
Okay,
I like the song.
so next line, you like to take risks. We're still talking about the youngest child, the last child. You like to take risks.
所以如果你是最后一个生出来的小孩呢，你喜欢冒险。Okay.
You might get upset if people aren't paying attention to you.
That was you.
Yeah, but you said that was a first child
I
thing.
know. Okay, 所以如果大家没有注意你呢，你可能会不开心哦。And we have this vocabulary word here. We have upset. Upset is used as an adjective here. And when somebody is upset, they're unhappy or they're angry. And if somebody has an upset stomach, that means they feel a little bit ill, especially because of something they've eaten or drunk. 所以如果一个人肠胃不舒服，你可以说somebody has an upset stomach. 那或者是这个片语也很重要 to pay attention to something or to someone 就是注意留意一件事情的意思。So 例如我们可以说 we should pay attention to the teacher. 我们应该专心听老师说话。
We could also say we should focus on what the teacher is saying. So next set of points now. Who got 2 to 5? Did you get 2 to 5?
Yes, I got 2.
Okay.
The lowest one. Okay.
Well, no, it's not the lowest one because the article says
0.
2 to 5 is the middle child.
Okay.
Yeah, which you're not the middle child, are
I
you?
am not. I
Yeah.
am the youngest one.
Okay. But you have how many brothers and sisters?
I have an elder sister.
You have an elder sister, so you're
kind of like the.
Yeah, you're the second child, so that
I
could
guess
work.
the quiz is quite accurate. Maybe we can put it that way.
So what's our sentence mean?
如果你得到2到5分的话，你就是中间的小孩。
I see.
So that's me.
Yeah. You like to keep the peace by fixing people's problems. Keep the peace.
Keep the peace.
Important job.
Yes. 所以 keep 就是保持嘛 ，peace 就是和平，所以你就是一个维持和平的人，避免争吵。所以你很喜欢透过解决别人的问题来保持和平。
You don't like being alone, so your friends are always around.
那因为你也不喜欢独自一个人，所以常常你的朋友都在旁边。
So you don't like being alone. That's an adjective and it's spelled A-L-O-N-E. Alone. When a person is alone, they are not with other people. Look around you now. If your classmates are with you, you're not alone. You are in a group, or we could also say you are with other people. Some people like being alone. We might call these people independent. Other people enjoy it less though. When someone is alone and unhappy because they are alone, they are lonely. My friends were busy at noon, so I was alone at lunchtime. That's an example of how we can use alone in a sentence. Let's hear it again. My friends were busy at noon, so I was alone at lunchtime.
好，我们看一下 alone 这一个单字，它是一个形容词，那它是单独的、独自的意思。我们来跟 lonely 做一下比较哦。lonely 这一个字呢，也是孤单寂寞，但是它通常是指心理上的，你是自己感受到很孤单嘛 ？You can still be lonely even if you have a lot of friends。你可能心理上还是觉得很空虚的。那我们再造两个句子。Although I am alone, I am not lonely. 可能你觉得你身边没有什么人，没有什么朋友，但是其实你不觉得孤单。或者第二个句子 ，Although I am not alone, I am lonely. 可能我朋友很多，但其实我感受到蛮孤单的。好，那我们回到课文的例句。我的朋友们中午很忙碌，所以我就独自一个人度过午餐的时间了。
You take some risks, but feel bad if you get in trouble.
所以如果你得到2到5分的人呢，你还是会去冒险哦。但如果陷入麻烦，你就会感觉很糟糕。
That's me, I think. Actually, I do like taking risks, but I do also worry about what happens if I take a risk and it goes wrong.
Well, but a lot of people feel that way. I think it's normal.
It's good to be a little bit nervous about things. You know, if you're not nervous about things at all, then you might do something stupid, right? So actually, I think this test is a bit different from how we see middle children in the UK. Normally, the middle child in the UK is the one who wants all the attention, the one who is most likely to get in arguments.
Okay.
And probably the most outgoing one. Remember, we learned outgoing in day one.
So they like to be in the center of attention.
Yes. So there's good sides to that and bad sides to that. Like all things, there's good sides and bad sides. But let's look now at the first child. If you got 0 or 1 points, then you are the first child. Congratulations.
OK， 所以如果你得到0到1分，这是最低的。如果你的代表你是第一个孩子哎 ，OK。
So a first child is apparently, according to the article, if you're the first child, you're the responsible one. Okay, I am definitely not the first child in this test. Responsible is an adjective and it's spelt R-E-S-P-O-N-S-I-B-L-E. Long word, responsible. Let's find out why this does not describe me. When someone is responsible, they can be trusted to do things or to behave in a certain way. If you have a pet at home, for example, then you are probably responsible for taking care of it, feeding it, and cleaning its cage. Or if your parents think you are responsible, they might trust you to do certain things, like meet up with your friends on your own, or maybe travel on your own. So, what do we call it when someone is not responsible? We say that they are irresponsible. We can add IR to the front of some adjectives to make them negative. Another example of this is relevant, 有关系的, and irrelevant, 没有关系的. So we have an example sentence of responsible now. Frank is very responsible, so he will be a good manager. Frank is very responsible, so he will be a good manager.
好，我们看一下 responsible 这一个形容词哦，它是负责任的、可靠的意思。那么名词呢，我们只要呢把 le 拿掉，后面加上 ability， 但是 a 不要写，就很好记的，就是负责也是责任的意思 ，responsibility 就是变成名词了。那么如果为某事负责呢，我们最常说的就是 be responsible for something，it's a phrase。那我们再另外一个句子哦。The kids are responsible for the broken window, and that means they broke the window. 代表这些孩子们他们是破窗的原因，所以他们可能要为破窗负责咯。那么 responsibility 这个名词呢，我们也可以拿来用一个片语，我们可以说 to take responsibility， 就是 for something， 就是为某事负责。那么负全责也很容易的，我们加上一个 full full 就可以了。所以负全责就是 to take full responsibility for something。好 ，let's make another sentence here. You all need to learn to take responsibility for your own actions. 你们都必须要学会对自己的行为去负责。那我们再回到课文的例句 ，Frank 非常的负责任，所以他以后会是一个好主管。
You try to follow the rules and be polite.
好，那么如果你得到0到1分的朋友们呢，你们就会试着遵守规定，而且你很有礼貌。
You try to follow the rules and be polite. Now, we have a word power word there, rules, and it's spelt rule, and it's spelt R-U-L-E, rule. That's a noun, rule. Let's find out what it means. A rule is something we say or write that either gives us permission to do something or forbids us from doing something. Your parents might have a rule about what time you need to come home every day by. For example, you must be home by 7 p.m. That right there is a rule. If your parents tell you a new rule today, then they will have just made a rule. But if after that you don't listen to them, then you break their rule. Now we have an example sentence of the word rule. Before we play this game, we have to learn the rules. Before we play this game, we have to learn the rules.
好，所以大家我们知道说呢，根据课文，你得到0到1分，那你就是you're the first child， 那你就是一个很 responsible 的人，那你也是很负责任，你也很有礼貌，然后你会一直遵守规定的一个人。那规定就是我们现在的单字。那么 rule 是一个名词哦，就是规则规定。那么去遵守规定，老师刚刚也有说到 to follow a rule， 那破坏规定就是 break a rule。那么 rule 这个字呢，当动词也是可以的哟，有统治、支配的意思。我们看另外一个意思，另外一个句子。Most modern kings and queens rule their countries without real power. 就是大多数现代的国王跟皇后呢，其实是没有真正的权利去统治他们的国家的。那么我们回到课文的例句，在玩这个游戏之前，我们要先了解一下游戏规则。
If things don't go your way, you get mad. Okay, get lost children. This is why you said that before.
Yeah. 所以我们知道说 if things don't go your way 这个中文的意思就是事情没有按照你想要的方式来，你就会不开心咯。
Okay, so sorry, that was the first child we were talking about there.
Yeah.
So that's the end of our second day article. So we've got the different explanations for the different types of personalities you could have. So take a minute now to look at your scores, see if you think that you fit your personality. I don't know. Ask yourself, are you a first child? Are you really a first child? Are you really a middle child or a last child? What things do you agree with? What things do you not agree with? Let's move on to Magic Box and then we'll come back to review time.
Magic Box 找亮点。
Hello， 我是 Casey。大家知道 V 字这个手势有很多不同的意思吗？像是大家拍照常常比的耶，它其实也有 victory 胜利手势的意思哦。在1960年代的时候呢，这个手势又多了一个和平手势的意义。So the V sign means peace. Peace 这个字大家都知道是和平、太平的意思。不过该怎么使用它呢？假设我今天想要说两个国家之间的和平，那我就可以用 between 这个介系词来表示，像是 This agreement brought peace between the two countries。这个协议呢，为这两个国家之间带来了和平。 如果是人跟人之间要维持和平，避免争吵的话，那我就可以搭配 keep the peace 这样的片语说法，像是 It was my job to keep the peace between my younger sister and brother。保持我弟跟我妹之间的和平是我的任务。再来呢 ，peace 的形容词用法也非常的简单，只要在字尾加上 ful 变成 peaceful， 指的就是和平的或是国家不涉及战争这样的意思。此外呢，也可以指宁静、平静这样的意思。像是亲友的环境呢，我也可以使用这个形容词哦。像是 I like this hotel because it's set in peaceful surroundings。我因为这间饭店坐落在亲友的环境而非常喜欢。或者是呢 The cat looks peaceful when he's sleeping。这只猫咪在睡觉的时候看起来非常的安静宁静。好啦，最后来一个小测验，复习一下刚刚学过 peace 的用法，该怎么说？我跟我弟尽力的保持和平，避免争吵呢？休息一下，答案马上揭晓，拜拜。
The answer is my brother and I try hard to keep the peace。你答对了吗？
Wait for it, it's review time. 复习时间到喽。
So we're back with review time, and that means we have some guessing games for you today.
Yay!
Do you know what kind of game we're going to be playing?
I don't know.
Drum roll. We're going to be doing riddles.
Okay, I like that.
Okay, good.
I guess.
Chicklin likes this one. So I'm going to be saying a riddle, which is
Right.
about one of the words that we studied today. And Chicklin, I want you to guess what the word is. Okay? So, I describe some people who aren't with other people. Some people like to be me. Other people get lonely when they are me. What am I?
You're alone.
I am alone. Some people like to be alone.
Yeah.
Some people get lonely when they're alone.
Do you like to be alone?
I like to be alone sometimes.
Okay.
For 5 minutes or less. So
5
I get
minutes.
lonely very easily.
Okay.
Lots of mothers do me. Some people at the airport do too. Maybe before you have a big test. Maybe before you go to the doctors.
Okay. Some people might get nervous, or some people might get a little scared.
These are all a little bit scary,
before
aren't they?
going to the doctor. So you might worry a little bit.
Worry, exactly.
I got that word, yay!
Yes, that is our word. Okay, one more. These things were made to keep you safe, but some people say that these things were also made to be broken. Schools have them, countries have them, prisons have them. What are they?
There must be a rule for everything,
Mm-hmm.
so people can follow it.
Rules.
So I think it's rule.
Yes, it is. Rule or
Yay.
rules. Okay. So that is all the time we've got for today. You guys can maybe make some sentences, maybe make some riddles of your own. But for A+ English, I'm Seb.
I'm Chicklin.
And we'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
What does your birth order say about you?
If you get points, you're more like the 6 to 8, last child. You're busy having fun, so you don't worry about things. You like to take risks. You might get upset if people aren't paying attention to you. 2 to 5, middle child. You like to keep the peace by fixing people's problems. You don't like being alone, so your friends are always around. You take some risks, but feel bad if you get in trouble. 0 to 1, first child. You're the responsible one. You try to follow the rules and be polite. If things don't go your way, you get mad.
Word power!
Worry. Worry. Don't worry about Vicky. She'll be home soon. Don't worry about Vicky. She'll be home soon. Alone. Alone. My friends were busy at noon, so I was alone at lunchtime. My friends were busy at noon, so I was alone at lunchtime. Responsible. Responsible. Frank is very responsible, so he will be a good manager. Frank is very responsible, so he'll be a good manager. Rule. Rule. Before we play this game, we have to learn the rules. Before we play this game, we have to learn the rules.
认识字汇。
Upset.